Hi. It's been a while since I've actually done one of these vlogs, but this week I wanted to really just talk to you about a form of art that I've been working on. You've seen the progression from crocheting, piano, a few other implements, writing, different styles, formats, music, the impact that auditory sensations might have on well-being. Well, this week I got a little visual, and I focused more so on something that I was really intimidated by. As you might have gotten a gist from my last vlog, I have pretty much avoided art. I've pretty much avoided drawing because it has been something that I have not felt good enough to do. Adequacy levels have been at an all-time low, and it's prevented me from looking to painting as an outlet, especially as a stress relief, a stress management tool, and most importantly, it's prevented me from really gaining insight to just a beautiful, beautiful skill. I applaud anyone who has the capacity, the time commitment, the creative insight to formulate a piece based on a combination of observational skills, general creative centers of your brain working on there, maybe right hemisphere individuals, where I'm technically a right hemisphere because I'm left-handed, but you know. So this week I wanted to just give you some of the pieces that I worked with, and let me kind of first show you if I can find it. What I did is I went to Michael's and I just picked up a few different art sets, and so what I got a few paintbrushes, a couple of them. I got a couple of paintbrushes, if I can pull this one out. I used a smaller one. Got a few paintbrushes here. I only use this one, I didn't use the thicker one, you can see. And I pulled out, I also grabbed a few of these watercoloring paints, as well as a few other tools that I use, such as like a pen, so that I could formulate a general guideline to which I would paint. And so I was able to kind of work on things of interest to me. Just put these back where they belong. For each piece, I only did about 2 5x7s. For each piece, it took me a little bit, probably an hour and 30 minutes each, just because I was trying to take my time and I really had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't want to mess up and start over again. But the first one that I worked on this past week was more like an inspirational tool. I'm engaged, and so I'm kind of going through different color schemes, color options for my nuptials. I have in my room, I have these yellow buttercups, and so the piece that I worked on was incorporating yellow. It's actually a really a favorite of mine in terms of color, and so I wanted to incorporate the yellow with another color that I like, which is just like a lilac lavender color. And so the first piece, let me kind of show you, is this one right here. Now this is a watercolor. I think it's watercolor painting, the form of art, and so you can see, show you, is that I was working on, incorporating a few different shades of the yellow, a deeper gold, and then it eventually gets a little bit lighter and whiter, and then with the petals, the tips of them being that lavender lilac hue. I was trying to also incorporate the greens, mixing up a few different color options, I was trying to get at olives, light green, and evergreen. And as you can see, the background is a shade of gray and yellow combination. So this was the first one that I did. It was actually really nice to see it unfold. I'd never watercolored before, maybe in elementary school. I never took an art class. Definitely not in high school or middle school. In high school and middle school, I took drama and a few other things pertaining to that. But it was interesting to see that, you know, I was able to form something. I think I was impressed. Not prideful, but impressed at just the ability to, I really like, you know, different shades. I mean, these are something that's like blows my mind because I really don't, you know, I don't really take the time or the opportunity to gather my thoughts or even to relay maybe what I see into paper form. And so this was just a really nice piece that I was able to work on. A lot of insight. It gave me confidence. And I'm like, wow, you know, a new way of exploration, insight into my own self is through this form. And now that I have all these tools, I got to use them. So for me, it was really helpful to get at art. And the second piece is a little more childish, and it's all cute. It's watercoloring part 2. Here you can probably see the outline of the pencil that I was using. But I was just looking at a picture. I'll show you the picture. The picture that I was looking at was this one. And this is of my fiance and I. And what I was trying to get at was something similar but with a different background because I didn't necessarily want to incorporate this entire picture. So I took upon myself to draw this. I sketched out obviously the people, the bodies, the faces, the cross, and then, you know, I painted over a few other things. I created the little tulips on this side right here. All of this was through the watercolor painting, just to incorporate. I tried to add a little bit of the different hues of green. I didn't want a solid color. And you can see that in the different forms, different color options. You see that there is the green of the grass versus the green in the leaves and stems of the flowers, with the gold cross because it really symbols my belief system, my faith, as well as this sort of romantic, you know, portion of my fiance and I. One of the things that I want to make note is I didn't put eyes to this. Eyes are one thing that it really captivates, and I've always been scared. I've really been scared of paintings in which they show the eyes, because when the eyes point at you, it's as if there's a soul to them. That's what I've sort of gotten from works in which I see the eyes, and sometimes they get so realistic that you think that it's human, but it's not. And so I wanted this to be a very simplistic, maybe it's an unraveling of my own artistic style, to have my subjects without vision, but, you know, maybe as I progress in this, that I too will gather, the ability to create eyes for my my subjects, and maybe it'll blossom into something else. But for the time being, and I tried to incorporate a few other hues and you can see in the sky. I tried to incorporate a few different colors, and it was really interesting because you're really given just the basic colors of red, yellow, white, blue, purple, and you want to get the shade you want, but they just don't provide it for you. And so it was really nice that I was able to play around with the colors and mix things up, and it was like being in second grade all over again, with the exception of the fact that I didn't have an apron to protect me from the paint splatters on my shirt, and I didn't have the teacher to assist me either. But it was a new experience. I highly recommend this watercoloring. It's so much fun, so much fun. I was just thinking of how this could be therapeutic for other people. And again, very similar to other forms of art that I've kind of gone through, it really gets at just taking what you see and turning it into something that is more than just a picture. It's something in which can be memory. What I plan to do with these, or I actually, with this one, I'll show you at the end of the semester when we do a wrap up, but I'm going to make 3 other ones that are very similar to this flower, maybe a little bit of a variation, and I'm going to put them in a 5x7 frame, 4 5x7 frames, and then place them in my room, and hopefully when I move into a home I can place them there. But it shows that we are more than just what our bodies say we are. We are more than just the health. We are more than just our illness. Even there's something that we can make. There's something that we can do. There is something that is possible. We are capable. We are insightful, and we are quite more whole than we ever could think of. And it is more than just our bodies that we should be aware of. We should be aware of all the different realms that encompass us. And so, as a final note, as part of this blog, I just want to encourage you to step out, try something new. Don't allow the fears to overwhelm you, because if you don't try, you won't get a better insight into who you are. There's so much more than just the complacency of one's life. And just take a moment to step out in faith. Just take a leap. You never know what might blossom forth from it. So I'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.